Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing a feel on this set. So as you can see, it's been 2 weeks. They really have not grown out very much, but she likes to come every 2 weeks. As you can see, her bling stayed on really good. She really wasn't missing any at all. As you guys know, I've been using this Soleil nail adhesive and it just works really well for me. I'm just using a pair of nippers to remove the bling, and then after this we're gonna go in and just file down all of the colored acrylic. Alrighty, so now going in with the extra coarse drill bit to remove the colored acrylic. Remember that you want to make sure that when you're using anything more coarse than a coarse drill bit, that you're using a safety drill bit. That way you do not file down on their natural nail, or you also don't cut them. But we're just going to remove all of that colored acrylic. I'm using this drill bit at 15,000 RPM, so it's going pretty fast. That way I'm able to quickly remove all of that colored acrylic. So we're just of course starting around the cuticle area and then just removing it from the rest of the nail, and we're gonna do that on all of the nails. I think the only one that did not have colored acrylic are the 2 ring fingers, the ones that had the bling on them. But for the rest of the nails, we're gonna just do this. Again, this is the Melody Susie Scarlet nail drill, and I'm using it at 15,000 RPMs. Remember to use it at whatever speed you feel comfortable using it at, especially if you're a beginner. You know, this might be way too fast for you, so just adjust the speed to whatever you feel like is, you know, fast enough for you. Alrighty, so next I'm going to go in and just push back the cuticles. Remember, this is going to expose the new growth and help with reducing lifting. So I'm just using a metal cuticle pusher, and you can use a wooden one, a plastic one, a metal one. This metal one actually came with the cuticle pusher and a pair of nippers, and I got those on Amazon as well. So I'll leave that link down below. So after we finish pushing back the cuticles, we're going to go in with a 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. Remember that our body produces a lot of oils. Those oils happen to be on our natural nails, so we have to go in and remove the shine, because if not, if we just apply the acrylic over the shiny nail, the acrylic is going to come off literally within that same day or the next day. Like, it's just gonna pop off. So if you're wondering, like, hey, you know, I did my acrylic nails but they're literally just popping off really easily, it doesn't hurt or anything, most likely you did not fully, or you did not properly prep the nail for the acrylic. So after we push back the cuticles and remove the shine, we're gonna dust the nails off, and then we're gonna go in with the acrylic. So for the acrylic, we're going to use the same Mia Secret acrylic system, and I'm going to be using my pink acrylic. I'm going to use the Cover Nude Blush, and I'm also going to be using the Mia Secret Frosted Pink. As you guys know, I've been using Mia Secret for a while now, and it works really good for me. The only thing is that it is a little bit on the runnier side, but I add a few drops of acetone to it. That way it kind of dries a little bit faster. And so as you can see, I've applied that first bead closer to the cuticle area, pat it down and brushing it down towards the tip, making sure that I clean around the cuticle area to make sure that there's no product on the skin. And then I look at the nail from the side to make sure that it has a nice apex and a nice thickness at the tip as well. If I need to add a little bit more somewhere else, then I do that as well. And then for the ring finger, for the middle finger, as you can see, I did the layer, or the thin layer of the Mia Secret pink underneath, which I just filled the nail in with it. And then I'm going in with the Mia Secret Nude Blush over it, and we're going to do this on the entire nail. And then after that, we're going to come back in and encapsulate it with the Mia Secret Pink. As you guys know, you could always use a clear. I just choose to use the pink because that's what I have. And it's really, really translucent, but I recently just bought the pink, the big bottle of the clear one. That way I don't confuse you guys as to why I'm using pink to encapsulate the nails. So I'm going to start using the clear just so I don't confuse anyone. But again, we're going to make sure that we have a nice coverage with this nude color, making sure that it's nice and smooth and that we don't have any little see-through spots. As you can see in that top right corner, it was still a little bit see-through, so I went in with a small bead, and then I'm going in with the Mia Secret Pink to encapsulate it. The reason why I encapsulate colored acrylic is because I feel like once you go in to file the acrylic, it kind of looks a little bit patchy if you file too much. So you have to be careful if you don't encapsulate, or just go ahead and encapsulate. That way you won't have that problem. But same thing for the pinky, except for this one we're going to use the Frosted Pink. So we went ahead and did a small bead of the Mia Secret Pink just to fill in the nail, and then we're going in with this one, same thing, making sure that we have a good coverage, we don't have any see-through spots. And then also something that I wanted to mention is that some people have mentioned, and I believe I've mentioned this before as well, before, when I used to just apply the acrylic, the cover colors right on the nail bed, like it would lift really easily. And so I started using the layer of the Mia Secret Pink underneath, and it's like it helps it not lift. Because people were saying that the cover colors were so pigmented that they would lift easily. And honestly, I've done it with the Mia Secret Pink underneath, then the cover color, and then I've also done just the cover colors on itself, and I haven't had any problems with lifting. So either way is fine. You know, you have to also make sure that to not get lifting, that you prep the nail correctly, that you're applying the right size tips, that you're applying a primer, and also most importantly that you file the nails really good after you apply the acrylic. So you know, it's not just one thing that you can do to prevent lifting, it's going to be multiple things. And as beginners, you know, it's going to take you a little bit of time to finally achieve not getting any lifting. Even with me, sometimes, you know, maybe you don't file around the cuticle area really good on one nail, and that you might get a little bit of lifting. It's something that might, you know, happen here and there, but it's going to be just, you know, trial and error and trying to see what works for you, what drill bits work for you, what brush work for you. You know, it's going to always be something as far as, you know, trying to prevent lifting. but with time, you know, it's gonna come. It's not something that you can just watch this video and, you know, you're gonna be able to do nails really good. It's gonna take practice, it's gonna take dedication, it's gonna take patience. And yeah, so again, you know, don't get discouraged if you start doing nails and they come out bumpy and lumpy. Trust me, we as beginners were, you know, there at once upon a time. But if it's something that you really enjoy doing, you're not gonna give up, and you're gonna, you know, have that motivation to keep going, and eventually you're going to be really, really good, because we all went through that phase. Trust me, you know, we might be in a better place now than we were a few years ago, but we all went through the beginner stage. But enough talking. So as you can see, we're just applying the acrylic. Also remember that when you're applying the acrylic, that you wipe your brush off a lot. As you can see, I'm literally like wiping the acrylic, brushing it on the paper towel, like I'm going, you know, back and forth, but I wipe my brush off a lot. Sometimes I feel like I exaggerate, but you definitely want to wipe it off a lot, because if not, that product will get stuck in your brush, and once it gets stuck in your brush, it's gonna build up and build up and build up into your brush, and eventually, like, you're not gonna have a smooth application, because it's gonna be so much product in your brush. And for this thumb, we're going to be using one of the not cover, but colored acrylics from Young Nail, which is going on really, really good. I honestly don't have many products by Young Nail, but I do have a few here and there. You know, they're really good, but again, I don't have a lot of them. So that color is by Young Nail, and then the color in the back is of course the Mia Secret Nude Blush, which these two colors look so good together. And we were talking about this when I was doing her set, and she said that next time she comes, she's gonna get those two colors on another set, because they just go well, like so well together. They just blend together so good, and I definitely probably have to do this on my nails as well. Like, that ombre is literally flawless. So I'm gonna go ahead and encapsulate this as well, and then after this, we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other hand. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in and reshape the nails. Remember that when we're reshaping the nails, we're going to file the nails on the sides and the free edge at exactly 90-degree angle to get that perfect coffin. So of course, we're not having to do that much filing because they're already that coffin shape, but we want to make sure that they're a perfect shape. So again, 90-degree on the side and the free edge. Alrighty, so after we finish reshaping the nails, we're going to go in with the extra fine drill bit, which is also by Pana, and you can find it on Amazon. And as always, we start around the cuticle area, going from the right side over to the left side, just going back and forth until you're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way you know that the acrylic is not on the skin. So we're gonna go ahead and do this on all of the nails, and also remember that you want to make sure that when you're doing this, you're also looking at the nail from different angles. That way you know can tell where you need to file a little bit more. If you have a little bump and lump, you can go in and file it off. And then also, if you finish filing the nails and you still have bumps and lumps, that means that you did not file the nails really good. So you have to go in and file, you know, all of those bumps and lumps away. Again, if you are a beginner, you know, this part might take you a little bit longer. For me, you know, I'm able to apply my acrylic really nice and smooth. So I just have to go in and mainly focus around the cuticle area. But when your nails are really thick and bumpy, you definitely have to spend a lot more time, you know, during this part. But also making sure that you focus around that cuticle area, because to me, 99% of lifting comes from not filing around that cuticle area. Even if you feel like you filed like super good, but if you don't, like sometimes, again, even if when you think you have, but if your nails are still lifting, most likely it's because you did not file around the cuticle area. And as a beginner, it is pretty scary to get really close to that area right there, because you think you're gonna cut them, but you just have to be careful. Just like I mentioned earlier, you know, just slow your drill down when you're using it at a low speed, and then, you know, as you feel like you're getting a little bit better, just speed it up and, you know, just work your way up in speed. But don't, just because I'm using it at 10,000 RPMs doesn't mean that you have to use it at this speed. But again, you know, it's just a trial and error, and just kind of, you know, do it at your own speed. But we're gonna go ahead and finish filing the nails. Again, I'm using the extra fine drill bit, which I do recommend that you get the extra fine, because it's not as coarse, so you know it's not gonna cut someone too easily. But after we finish doing this, we're going to buff the nails and then dust them off, wipe them off, and then we can continue on to the polish. Alrighty, so now we're just going to wipe the nails off to remove any of that dust that's left on there. And then now we're going to go in with the polish, and I tried to match the color as close as I could to the acrylic that I used on the thumb. And this is the color Sun of Pink by D&D. As you guys know, I do have a few of their polishes, and I like them because they're really inexpensive. And you know, they come with a regular nail polish and a gel top and a gel color for only like $7 or $8. I get these from my local nail supply store, but they do have them online. But as you can see, for the middle finger, we just did the outline on the left side, which I love that design. I just feel like it looks so clean and really classy. And then for the pinky, we're gonna do the Louis Vuitton little logo with the L and the V. And then we're also going to do some of the little circle designs, as well as the one that looks like a flower. So I'm using my small nail art brush, and these nail art brushes are the same ones that will be back on my website really soon. As you guys know, it is down for restocking, but I'll be sure to let you guys know once it's back up and running. So be sure to go follow me on my Instagram at GetNailed32 so you are notified whenever I restock the website, so you don't miss out. Alrighty, so next we're gonna do the color Harp on it on the ring finger, which is by Color Club, and this one is a regular nail polish. So this one I only do one coat of, and I let it air dry. And then for this index finger, we're just gonna do the Louis Vuitton symbol again on this one, which is just closer to the tip, just the L and the V. And then after this, we're gonna go ahead and cure this hand for 30 seconds, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other hand. Alrighty, so now for the bling, we're going to use the Soleil nail adhesive, which I know you guys have seen me using it for a while now, and it works really good. As you guys seen at the beginning of the video, it had been 2 weeks and all of her bling was still on, and I actually even be having a hard time trying to take it off. You guys don't even know how many pair of nippers I've messed up from trying to remove bling. But anyways, as you guys know, whenever I'm applying the bling, I alternate between my ABS SS6 and SS12, and I just start right in the middle of the nail around the cuticle area work my way around the perimeter of the nail and just fill in the gaps as I go. I honestly don't know why I do this. This is just kind of like a habit and I kind of just stuck to it. But you know, however you want to fill in the nail, that's completely up to you. But you do want to make sure that you kind of do one big, one small, one big, one small. That way you're filling in the gaps and you don't have any big spaces in between the bling. Even though I use the Harp On It color, which is already holographic and it kind of matches the bling, you know, you still don't want to have any big gaps. So yeah, after this we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand, and then we're gonna apply the top coat. Alrighty, so I sprayed the nails with the Hurry Up spray. I think that's what it's called. I'm going to make sure that I leave it down below. And then I'm going in with the Madam Glam Gel Top Coat. And then we're going to cure this hand for 60 seconds. And we're going to do the same thing on the other hand. Alrighty, so I'm just applying a little bit of cuticle oil And here is the final look. As you can see, they turned out really pretty. I love those two colors together, the nude with the little pinkish orangey color. It just looks so good. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.